Hey everybody, listen, welcome into the building. It is Thursday. Okay, Thursday trending topic. Ebbs World, I wish you could. I think, let me see. Let me look at my numbers here. Backstage is full. Backstage is packed. When you want to come on this platform, sometimes you got to get here early. They purchased the early ticket. Backstage is on lockdown, okay? But I do wish you could have came up, and maybe we'll see you next time. But all right, everybody, it's Thursday trending topics. And I'll say, I tossed the coin up. I flipped the coin. Too bad I don't drink. I would have had me a couple of drinks. Because I was like, do I really want to tap into this topic? But I said, I'm going to go there. Tasha K and Cardi B. You better give it up for Tasha K. She the GOAT. She the GOAT. Okay? The greatest of all time. She's the GOAT. She did a whole spell on Cardi B. And it seemed like it worked. Now, I don't want to give y'all too much of my thoughts, but we're going to get into it. Got Cardi B saying, maybe you don't have to pay me. I said, look at girl, this chick right here. You better go ahead and get you a notebook and take some notes. Now, I got my thoughts on it, but we're going to talk. All I can say is, oh my, oh my, oh my. Now, we got Russell Simmons. You know what? Say what you want. Because this particular trending topic is called Random Acts of Kindness. Yes, it is. Russell Wilson, Sierra husband. You know, Sierra had Future, her baby daddy number one. And he was who he was, and he is who he is. But honey, she hit the lotto when she ran into Russell Williams. She's pregnant now, I think, with their third child. Okay, she having the baby over there, and it's her birthday, and he rented out the whole Waffle House. Can what's his name? Russell Wilson write a book and send it to all the men for free? Because there's some females out here. We're looking for a few good men. Russell, write the book. Write the book. Yeah, he rented out the whole Waffle House, put a red carpet and everything. Go ahead, Russell Williams. And then we got Tyler Perry. He telling us, you know what? Get somebody that could pay the light bill. Maybe he should have sent that memo to Destiny, but I'll carry on. Get somebody that could pay the light bill, he said. But now he's building a 94-year-old house. We could commend him for that, right? We could commend him for that. You know, building this house for her because she was being pushed out of her home. And now he's building her a house. Will the deed be in her name? I don't know. I'm just checking. But anyway, guys, we're going to get into this. I'm going to go ahead and load this platform because I'm like, we got to see what the people are feeling tonight, okay? Come on, rebels, buy that book and give it to a few good men. Have a town hall and say, guess what? Y'all get this book for free. This is how you treat a lady. Does Russell have any brothers? Single uncles? Single cousins? Is his grandfather still alive and is he single? Come on, Russell. Shout out to Russell Simmons. But listen, everybody, y'all know what I need because I want to board this train. What do I need? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Thursday night trending topics, and we got, oh, what a lineup, okay? Tasha K was on her channel, boo-hooing, crying tears, giving her a side of the story. She DM'd Cardi B, and she touched Cardi B so much so that Cardi B said, you know what? I got to think about it. So I'm going to think about it, but I might just go ahead and forget about this $4 million that she owed me. Let me board this platform because the people are waiting. Hey, E.
Hey, this is how you treat a lady. Choo-choo.
Come on now. Boom, boom. Come on. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Hi, Dee.
Hey, Savannah.
Hey,
Come on, hey, sis.
Hello, Diva.
Wait. Hey. Hey, Nikki Chanel.
Hey,
Hey, Julius.
hey,
Denzel.
Hey
Hey,
Diva, everybody, let's get into it.
let's get into it. Well, we got to. Ooh, somebody asked me, am I gonna recap Beverly Hills? I will be recapping it. I'm gonna watch it.
that
I'm
was
gonna
good.
watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna do the recap live or if I'm gonna do my still video. I have to see because I got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. And this weekend, I'm going to a party. Oh, they loving your picture, E. Come on now, shout out. Give it, tell us, sister,
thank
she
you.
look
I
gorgeous
appreciate
now.
that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful.
beautiful. Come on now, give it up for the sisters, okay? So, but am I start with this Cardi B, Tasha K story? I guess that's where I'm going to start, yo. That's where we're going to start, okay? Emmanuel said, let's do it live. All right, Emmanuel, I'm going to do it live, okay? Let's go ahead and start out with this Tasha K in Cardi B story. So Tasha K went on her channel. She went live, no makeup, okay? She was just being herself. It was just her, okay? No special effects, no camera. She wasn't in her chair. Teddy wasn't by her side. It was Tasha K being raw, 100% real. Okay. Come on now, Tanya. I be in these streets. Okay. Listen, the boys in college, I'm in the streets. But anyway, now listen. So Tasha K went live and I listened to it. And usually, a lot of times when I really want to make sure it went and soaked in me and I got it, I listened to it more than once. But this one, I could only get through it once. But I did listen. And so Tasha K got to explaining, why she behaved the way she behaved when it came to the Cardi B situation. And I'm just summarizing it, y'all, okay, from my perspective. And, she talked about what happened in her childhood. She talked about her mother and the relationship they had and all the things that happened and went on with that. And then, she got rekindled with her mom. She said she let her ego get in the way. She apologized to Cardi B. She loves Cardi B. She DM'd her and she told her that. Okay. And she said, listen, she ain't got the money, but she was never trying to not pay the money. And she's still going to pay the money. But you digging up into my finances and you ain't really going to find it. And it was a lot. It was a lot. Now, before I read this article, and listen, y'all know how I get down over here. Don't nobody have to agree with me. But I'm about to read this article because she pulled on Cardi B heartstrings. So much so that Cardi B is thinking about letting go of this $4 million that Tasha owes her, right? Now, if you could go back in my catalog, you could go back in my catalog and you already know, if you've been here a while, how I feel about Tasha K. I always felt like she should have been apologized. I always felt like the girl, she did the darn thing, built that platform up to 1 million from scratch. But she had a Zen moment, right? Well, let me just say this, and this is just me. You had a Zen moment, but the only person you apologized to was the one that you owe $4 million. Tasha K has mowed down a lot of people along the way, mowed them down, left them for dead. Some of them had to be resuscitated. Some of them spent a few days in the ICU. Some of them needed blood transfusions. She didn't do no roll call. She didn't get a sheet of paper and say, Cardi B, this YouTuber, that YouTuber, this one, that one, da. I apologize to all of y'all. Only person she apologized to was Cardi B. And so I sat there and I listened to the whole thing. And I said to myself, a lot. And I just thought at the end of the day, I said, what's the end game? But you know what? What I felt the end game was she won. Because, honey, she pulled on Cardi B heartstring. And for that, I say give it up to Tasha K. She did the darn thing. Because the person she wanted to get to, she got to. Now, let me get into this. Okay, that was just my opening thoughts on the situation. Let me go to the story. There's many articles on it. Let me go to this one at TMZ. So Cardi B, she said, I might let Tasha K offer the $3.4 million hook. Okay, she said she might. Let's hear Cardi B say a little something here. Hold on one second, guys. Let's listen. Oh, is it up?
It doesn't make me happy. It don't make me happy seeing somebody else going through some shit. It don't make me happy seeing people with tears on their face. And I'm not selling this because I don't want you to think, oh, Cardi, you so nice, this and that. It just generally doesn't make me happy. Always tell me this. They say that I am the toughest, weakest bitch. But my heart is very big. And I'm not going to make decisions right away about things. I'm not going to make decisions right away because I got burnt so many times in life. I don't want to talk to my friends because my friends are looking at me like, bitch, don't you fucking ever. I'm not going to talk to my husband because my husband is calling me a pussy. And I'm not going to talk to my fans because I know the chat don't play about me. But I'm going to talk to my mom. I'm going to talk to my mom tomorrow. Because, let me tell you something. I could tell when somebody is depressed. I could tell when somebody is going through some shit. And I could tell when somebody just feel like they don't have nobody to talk to. Surprisingly, it doesn't make me happy. I don't want to make wrong decisions. That's why I just want to talk to my mom tomorrow. I want to talk to my mom. I want to talk to my lawyers. But stop hurting people. Stop hurting people. Take a breather. Think. And I'm not telling y'all this because, like I said, don't think that I'm like this type of person that is like, oh, she's so nice. Like, Cardi's such a nice person. Because, bitch, I can get real fucking nasty.
Right. So she want to start hurting people. So Cardi B just might be softening her stance when it comes to her arch enemy, blogger Tasha K, and the $3.4 million she owes Cardi. The Bodak Yellow rapper gave her fans an emotional testimony in the wee hours of Thursday morning, warning them never to mistake her kindness for weakness, but also admitted she's debating if she should continue to pursue the fat judgment the court ruled Tasha needs to fork over. Cardi's revelation came a few hours after Tasha K went live Wednesday night, tearfully speaking of her own past trauma while apologizing to Cardi and speaking on her own topsy-turvy relationship with Nicki Minaj. Fans warned Cardi not to fall for what many see as crocodile tears from Tasha. The gossip blogger filed for bankruptcy in May as the $3.4 million judgment still loomed. Their beef boiled over into the Twitter streets shortly after. Okay, I ain't going through all that. Remember, this all started after Tasha falsely accused Cardi of drug abuse and prostitution, prompting Cardi to file a defamation lawsuit. Cardi now says only her mother and lawyers can give her advice she needs to make the final decision. She says her family and friends, including Offset, would immediately talk her into pushing for justice, including chlorine that the 3.4 million out of Tasha hands. But Cardi says she's seeing someone else in pain. Doesn't make her happy. Either way, Cardi wants Tasha to stop hurting people with her podcast, something upon which both appear to agree, at least for now. Okay. Now I'm not going to play Tasha's, because it was, I want to say it was almost an hour. I think it was 50 something minutes. If you didn't see it, go over there and see it. I'm gonna stop there. You're up. What are your thoughts?
So I watched the live with Tasha, and I get that she was trying to be relatable. She was trying to be humble, and I would even venture to say remorseful. But to be honest, it fell flat for me. I did not like the way she conflated her issues with Cardi, with the road to redemption that her and her mother are currently embarking upon. I feel the relationship with her and her mom is too significant of a journey to compare that with something like a Cardi B who you don't even know personally. I feel like that should have been a separate video by itself if her true intention was to spread that love and spread that healing to others, because there's so many women, including myself, who would be able to relate to a mother-daughter redemption story. So I did not like that she mixed those two together, which made me feel like there was an ulterior motive. She mentioned the mother attempting to delete herself, but never provided a conclusion to that story of when the mother got out of the hospital. Like, I was waiting to hear how that left her. I can imagine how that impacted her, but she left that at a cliffhanger. She mentioned how she was a troubled teen and how the judge told her mother they would lock the mom up if they didn't get Tasha in check. But she never finished that story either. She never concluded those scenarios, but dropped those traumatic landmines onto the people and got everybody into their feelings in their deepest, darkest pits of childhood trauma, then flipped it onto Cardi and said, I was in my ego and this is going to be hard for me to say, then paused for 30 seconds and said, oh, I love Cardi B. When I heard that long pause in between, I thought to myself, don't give the love to me if the love ain't real. I don't want it. Okay. That's not love. And then when I heard her, to bring it back to the gift, this is my gift and all I ever wanted was one mic, I was like, okay, I can believe that. I remember Tasha's earlier videos. Tasha wanted to be in front of that mic by any means necessary, by hook or crook, and by golly, she made it to 1 million subscribers. So shout out to Tasha. But in the same breath that she acknowledged that she hurt Cardi and apologized, she then turned around and said, Cardi, you made it too. You made it into the industry with your effed up teeth. And then she brought up Nicki Minaj and how they are like. Everybody knows Cardi and Nicki are beefing right now. Their husbands were just threatening each other 2 weeks ago. I just felt like the whole video was a circular motion of this is my pain. Feel my pain. This is why I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it. Okay, you don't tell me you're sorry, then tell everybody how effed up my teeth used to be. I think that for me, when she said, I'm still going to pay the money, she made it seem like, okay, I'm not trying to get out of the debt. And I didn't even think that's what she was doing until she said that. It reminds me of a man when they say, oh, I'm not cheating on you. I'm not talking to anybody else, and you haven't even accused him of that yet. So the fact that she threw that out there, then my mind instantly went plat. Okay, this is what you're doing. The fact that everyone, including Cardi, is having this second opinion and now I'm considering dropping the finding the extra money and putting this, garnishing her wages. I just feel like, Cardi, you're supposed to be from the streets now. And I get that you're doing this because you're a mom, But what I keep going back to and what I can't get out of my head is when during the trial, Cardi told Tasha, and she told the judge, I will drop everything right now if you just apologize and delete the video. And so you wouldn't delete it and apologize 2 years ago. But now you're ready. Now your mom is back and you're ready. And I get how that can be healing. But I feel like if you're trying to give an apology to Cardi, do that to Cardi and leave your mother out of it. Leave Nikki out of it. If you're going to talk to Cardi, give it to her straight up, no chaser. That's how I feel about it.
I appreciate you, E, and I hear you. The other thing I thought about too is she said, if you, because she pulled on the fact of what Cardi had said the other day about unaliving herself, right? And she said, if you do that, who would make me a better woman? That's how I almost tapped out of the situation, right? Because I'm like, you lay with your husband every night. You say this man is the reason why you have what you have. Your own husband that you swap fluid with can't help you make you a better woman. But now because Cardi B is holding you to the fire, that's going to make you a better person. Felicia, your thoughts?
Oh, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. So, yeah, I got a chance to listen not only once, but twice to Tasha's breakthrough, breakdown, break moment, however people want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was so much truth in her trauma. I was told last night that she had reunited with her mother over the weekend. And that brought to me two pieces that she's been going through something the last 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably had time to reflect. Part of, I think, the misnomer here is that Tasha and her husband don't have money. She'd made plenty of money. And she made plenty of money off of those videos. And she didn't want to give it up. So I'm wondering, well, maybe she's run out of options, right? Because she took it all the way to the court with the Olga. Olga was not the right person. She was not disciplined in that particular law to be successful. And then she says, well, I'm going to appeal. And while she was appealing, she did a lot of things to make it appear like a comedy show. It's a joke. I don't know her, but I hear people say that her little child isn't with her, the small one. And if anyone's been listening, I stand on what I stand. Children are to be loved and protected. So that's a big hit when I hear it, that your child is not there. Okay, so you gave up your house, you gave up your car, you gave up your nice studio, you tried to shift this and you tried to shift that, and nothing has worked. You still owe that money. So now you have to go into areas where you may be able to offset that debt. Mm-hmm. And that apology that was begged for, cried for, pled for, is still on the table. Mm-hmm. Unlike me or you, she's had personal conversations with Miss Cardi. She's got an idea of how this woman ticks.
Uh-huh.
She has an idea of what she may or may not need. Mm-hmm. Any celebrity that needs to be on social media answering everybody and anybody tells you there's a lot that's lacking there.
Facts.
So she picks up the phone and they have a conversation. Mm-hmm. Now, at this point, it's my understanding that Tasha and her husband are on a payment plan. And the payment plan is she's supposed to pay some $250,000, right? Mm-hmm. On every quarter. My takeaway is that break point that came And that response from Cardi, because I found it very telling. She says she's going to go talk to her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that some mothers play a real deferential role for their children. Sounds to me like she trusts her mother and her mother's judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at the end of all of this, she is going to consider not having Tasha pay the damages, but
Mm-hmm.
pay her legal fees, which
Mm-hmm.
are probably running around $2 million at this
Mm-hmm.
point. And she's going to let it go. And she's going to take the risk of Miss Kibi misbehaving going forward, but having reconciled her legal fees.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Felicia.
No, that's what I think.
I appreciate you, Mark. People, if Carly wants it to drop it, it's not your place to be upset. Get over it. So, Mark, here's the thing. I feel like I saw you over here before, but here's the thing. We all over here, you have the right to however you feel. And we don't know these people, so we are by no means upset.
Not
There's nothing for us to get over. But we having a conversation, we're gonna discuss it. And whoever has something to say and they want to feel about it, and just because we said we don't necessarily think that her Tasha K was being 100% genuine, doesn't mean that we upset that Cardi B is perhaps going to drop it. And that's why I refer people to go to all my previous videos and just type in Tasha K, and you will see many a times I said that I wish, Cardi B would cut her a little break and some slack, and also that I wish that Tasha K would apologize. But what we do is over here is every conversation, we talk about the conversation in the current moment, about the current things that are happening. And for me, my view on her commentary or her video she did, I just have a different thought process on it. But that's not me saying, oh, Cardi B shouldn't give her a break. You never heard that come out of my mouth. And I don't think you really heard that come out of anybody's mouth. Only 3 of us spoke so far. So I'm not sure what we have to get over. So, but again, I will just add this for those that came a little bit late, right? I'm just saying, when you have an epiphany, when you turn in a new leaf or whatever, I think it would have been nice if some other names would have been named in her apology and turn over a new leaf, because like I said, slayed a lot of people along the way. Now, she also mentioned in there, yes, I misused my platform. Yes, I did this. Yes, I did that. Since she mentioned those pieces, I personally, this is nobody else on here, think it would have been nice. She said, you know what? I had this, and I'm not going to name the YouTubers that I know I heard that had beef with her, whatever, because it's not just YouTubers. It's a laundry list of people. I think it would have been nice turning over a new leaf to say, you know what, this one, I apologize. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I just said I thought personally it was interesting how it was the one that Savannah Dawn, thank you for the super chat. Diva, it's business. The Black community is turning on Cardi. This is hurting her image. She won't sell out Nikki. She don't want to flop. The way she gets the community back and gets sympathy to help push her album sales. Who Cardi B?
They did say her last song flopped. They did say that.
Whose song? Cardi B?
Mm-hmm. The new song she just put out. I did hear that.
Yes, yeah, but I don't think it's that deep with Cardi B. I think I connected with something Felicia said. She said that Tasha K, right? And she has more interaction because they've been in court forever, right? She has more interaction with Cardi B. Second, Cardi B is on these social media and YouTube streets too much, almost like she's, for lack of a better word, a regular person, right? What celebrity at that status do you see online that much interacting with the folk like that every single day, right? So I don't think it's more of her. She's not even thinking on the level of trying to get back in with the community. I think she pulled on some heartstrings on her. She know how Cardi ticks. Now, Tasha K is not stupid, and I said this many times, right? She knows how that girl ticks. She knows how she moves. She knows how she can pull out her heartstrings. If you listen to when Tasha K spoke, She spoke a lot about what Cardi B said when she was last on social media after her 40th birthday and wanted to unalive herself. She spoke to her in that sense. She said, don't do that. There's people that follow you. When you do that, it's cult-like, because then you say that, and then all the people that love you thinking, oh, you have all of this and you're willing to do that. Maybe I should take my life also. So I don't think it's this deep of Cardi B caring about, her record sales or her image or anything on that level. I think Tasha K knew which strings to pull on. She pulled on them, because if you saw what Cardi B said in her statement, she said, I don't want to hurt people anymore. I don't want to see anybody hurting like I'm hurting, because I think Cardi B is hurting. Because like Felicia said, you are on a consistent basis going back and forth with the people on the Twitter, on the this and the that and whatever. I don't even, and people come at my neck sometime in some of these videos, and I pick and choose every now and then where I'm going to respond and when I'm going to respond and how I'm going to respond and who I'm going to just tap out on. This girl's at a whole nother level, and she is on a regular basis turning on that phone in that live and doing the most. I think it's bigger than record sales. I think she has a lot going on in her head. And for you to get online and say that you want to unalive yourself and then do it in a very, they say if you look up about, people who unalive themselves, usually they say a certain type, and it's usually men that would do it in that such drastic way, by using a pow and doing it to the head. I'm coming to you in my opinion. Give me 1 second here. Let me just see. I know you're not new here. I understand, Diva. I'm not new here. I was responding to the ones in the chat saying Cardi shouldn't let it go. I sounded harsh. I'm sorry. Oh, you're fine, Mark. Okay. And I might have sounded harsh too. So I apologize too. But yeah, I think if Cardi wants to let this go, she let it go. I do believe that Tasha has learned her lesson. But let me go to in my opinion, because this is a lot. In my opinion, you're up.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to be honest here. So buckle your seatbelts, everybody. This was Houdini at his finest, okay? She sat there and she played this violin. I wish the Don was up here so he could play the violin. She played that violin for Cardi B, and she cried those tears and wiped her nose and told her daughter to go out the room while she told us all this sad stuff. And then she pulled up the messages to make y'all know that she talked to Cardi B. We didn't need to be in this conversation. If it was genuine, I could have a conversation, and if I'm having a problem, I could talk to that person. I don't have to bring it to the social media streets. But when you do that, it feels disingenuous. The whole thing felt disingenuous. Every story she started, she never finished it with a conclusion. We got half of everything. We know that her and her mama had a rocky relationship and that she was out of control, but we did not hear end, the middle, the conclusion of it, none of that. She went on to talk about something else. To me, she was playing on those emotions. And when you're in a legal proceeding with somebody, you do not lead with your feelings and emotions, because your feelings and emotions will mess you up. Your first, and I do mean your first heartbreak, is going to always come from your parents. Your first heartbreak. I don't know what this is going to do, but I'm just going to tell Cardi B, if I was her lawyer, I would tell her, you can put it on the hold right now, but I would not dismiss it.
I like that thought. Ooh, oh my God. I'm going to move forward in my opinion. But that you said, when you said your first heartbreak is your parents, it stung me in the side. But I gotta get to the other people, so I'm gonna leave that on the floor for a minute. But if I have time, I'm gonna revisit that. Chanel G, Nikki, you're up.
Okay. This is my I just feel like almost everyone deserves a second chance. So I think it's
Uh-huh.
awesome, that she's even considering that,
Mm-hmm.
especially because of how treacherous I feel like Tasha K was towards her, how reckless she was, towards her.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I do think, you can have like a middle ground. So I don't think she should, just like, let's wipe up the slate clean.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
If I was her, I would say, um, I would say, listen, I am still going to make you pay, but maybe just only make her pay like all of Cardi's lawyer fees or something like that. So she still needs to pay something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, that's my opinion. But then I also think, um, well, it's because I feel like when people owe you money, they conveniently get amnesia. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So, but anyway, I think it's kind of problematic to me that she did this publicly, because I feel like that puts a direct target on Cardi's back. For all of the snakes and the people that are gonna do whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna be like, well, she let her off, so I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, to me, that's problematic. But I also think she needs to call her attorneys, whoever they are, and have them draft up one of those, what do you call it? One of those, like a post-nuptial agreement. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Where it's like, if you say anything, if you mention my name,
I see what you're
if
saying.
you say anything about me, like directly or indirectly, you're avoiding that contract immediately, and all of my money is due immediately. So don't even insinuate me, don't create another name for me, and
Mm-hmm.
then kind of like wink to your viewers or whatever, that this is who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I can still be compassionate to you, but and give you some grace. But just understand, if you mention me, if you act like you're mentioning me, we're gonna have a problem, and all of that contract stuff is like null and void.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just feel like sometimes if you let certain types of people off the hook, they're gonna keep playing. And
Mm-hmm.
we live in a savage world. People like I said, people get amnesia all the time about
Mm-hmm.
things that they did to you. And then the last thing, I just feel like, because she's the first what do you call it, YouTuber that I ever watched, and I honestly thought she was entertaining. um but she gives me, I really don't care how whatever I'm saying is
Mm-hmm.
impacting other people, and that's dangerous in my opinion. But you can have compassion, but I'm not going to let you off scot free. So I would advise her to get everything on videotape. You know how they did Todd? We
Yeah.
gonna videotape
Well,
this.
that's odd.
You can't come around and talk about I was stressed out, whatever it is. I think that way she
Mm-hmm.
can still give a little while
Mm-hmm.
also putting something to secure the bag if she tries me again. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I get what you're saying, like a little disclaimer. Um, on this, I don't know the proper legal terms, but like dismissive, what can be visit, so to speak. If you go get out of pocket and out of line with me again, Tasha hasn't learned. She's pulling out all the stops because now it's starting to affect her lifestyle. I feel that way, Leslie. I feel that way. Wayne, your thoughts?
Excuse me. My thoughts is that, I even said a little prayer that, just a while back, just saying, I hope, Cardi forgives her, whatever. Hope it turns out well. And, God's grace is sufficient. So if something fell on her heart, whether Tasha K was, whatever reason she was doing it, whatever, it's not about the money. I know that people saying, oh, she should pay at least lawyer fees and stuff. It's not about the money with Cardi B. She
Mm-hmm.
said that. She said, I mean, she was about to talking about unaliving herself. So it's not about the money, whether it was 5 million, 10 million, or whatever. It's not about the money. She wants to feel better. So if this is what it takes, fine. And if if Tasha knew what to say or whatever, $4 million make you say a lot of stuff. And sometimes it makes you make you say the right stuff.
Mm.
Okay. And if Cardi B forgives her and moves on and have a friendship, I don't know if that's possible, but I mean, God's grace is sufficient. So if it fell on her heart and she saw Tasha K in her testimony or whatever it was, and felt something, hey, I'm not mad at either one of them, because neither one of them, they don't know each other. So when you look at it, they don't know each other. She don't really know nothing about Cardi B, and Cardi B don't really know nothing about her.
Mm-hmm.
So when it boils down to it, it's nothing personal.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't even know each other. So maybe she didn't have to get over that, I know her, she really ain't a good person. You have to look at, well, I don't really know the person, So maybe that's why she gave considering giving her a little grace. $4 million is a lot of people, a lot of money. And if you don't have it, it can put a whole lot of pressure on you. I don't care who you are. I mean, you got to be filthy rich. But $4 million for a YouTuber, I'm sure it's a lot of money to get up. So maybe God laid something on Tasha's heart, said, look, Tasha, this is what you got to do. However she did it, whether she said the right thing, whether she said it in the wrong way, maybe she threw some shade in there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If both of them see eye to eye and they both have changes in their heart, I'm good.
Yeah, you know what? Let me say this in regards to Cardi B. I think, I always say when it comes to court, nobody really wins, even when the person that comes out a winner, right? And I think even though Cardi B won the lawsuit, so to speak, it still didn't relieve her of all the stress and everything going through it, because they still went back and forth afterwards, right? And so now she's probably thinking, you know what? She said what she said. She sent me a message. I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to get on with my life. I'm ready to kind of move on. And if that's what Cardi B wants to do, I ain't mad at her, right? Move on, because even if afterwards, Tasha K, let's say she resorts back to her old ways or whatever the case may be, it's still not going to really be no skin off of Cardi B's back. So if that's what she wants to do, then hey, more power to her. I'm just saying, if this is Tasha K's Zen moment, can you add some other people to the apology? Ace, is your thoughts?
I think that they should have some kind of mediation where they sit down, maybe even with their lawyers, their husbands, their support system. But I'm in favor of definitely having some kind of protective measure for Cardi B. If she does end up forgiving a portion of this debt, just, again, out of the goodness of her own heart. But an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, would have to necessarily be on the table in order to protect her, because, again, Tasha wouldn't even have been in this situation if her ego wasn't in the way. Cardi asked her repeatedly to take those videos down and to apologize. And Tasha's like, no. And so she wrote, her mouth wrote a check literally that her butt could not cash. So Cardi's trying to give her yet another way out. But this time I feel like Cardi should, learn from that previous interaction, protect herself, and have an NDA drawn up so that it's conditional, right? Her forgiveness comes with her learning from Tasha's pattern of behavior. So yeah, I'll forgive, let's just say, half the debt, right? You paid my $2 million lawyer fees. And then if you ever bring up my name again, you're going to have to pay that full amount plus interest. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I get it. I think we're all wavering on the same length in some way, shape, or form. Just, a little to the left, a little to the right, a little bit. Savannah, your thoughts?
Differently.
I as well did not connect to Tasha's message yesterday. And I am a huge fan of Tasha's. I as well seen her rise up from when she started in her apartment, and Teddy was just a little teddy bear in the background. And as he grew and the platform grew, but what did Debbie Allen say? Fame cost,
Mm.
and she did pay a price, and she's paying a
Mm-hmm.
price.
Mm-hmm.
Tasha was asked multiple times, just like Ace said, and she had multiple opportunities to take down the videos and from Cardi B before there was actual lawyers involved, and she put them behind a firewall and had people pay to come back there and see the videos, and had Cardi's friend on the show and put out false statements. And I am by no means, as a Latina, I am by no means a fan of Cardi. I've actually never even seen her on a show, but I was just not a fan of Cardi at all. Um, but Tasha just, I never agreed what Tasha was doing to Cardi, putting out her medical business out there and the things that she was saying. And as any woman, it was just nasty and gross and mean. And even just earlier this year, she was, putting out videos saying that, started attacking her husband and saying there was another woman in the house.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah. Come on now.
and she was just getting more malicious and meaner. So I didn't see, I still don't get that remorse from Tasha. So I don't want Cardi to let the debt go. I say still run me my money. If Cardi, and I do believe it's not about the money for Cardi, it's about the principle. Donate it to a cause
Yeah.
or the community or something, but run me my money, because I don't believe that Tasha is her sister's keeper. I really don't believe
Mm.
in
Woo.
that message connected. So although I will continue to support Tasha and watch her, because she's an amazing interviewer, and I
Mm-hmm.
always thought she was second in line to be in the purple chair. I can never imagine the queen of the purple chair apologizing to all the ones that she spoke of, and I don't believe that what Wendy's going through is her karma. But I don't think Tasha should apologize to anyone else that she. But Cardi, Cardi B definitely deserves an apology, because what Tasha did to her was gross. As another woman, as a mother, it was just absolutely mean, malicious, and gross.
Woo. Well, you said a word there, Savannah, and I hear you. I will say this though. Yeah, what she did to Cardi B though, honestly, there's some others that their name is not known on the Cardi B level, that she did the same thing or even worse.
You better speak on that.
I mean, even worse. She has dragged people, and when she
Pastors
was
and
like
all.
a dog, she was like a when she had a beef with you, so to speak. She was like a dog with a bone, and she literally wouldn't stop until you were in the ICU, needed blood transfusions. They almost called the priest to give the last word over you. I have seen her rip down countless people countless people. Some of them are in the YouTube streets, and they're actually fellow YouTubers that they can't even find it in their heart to even shed a tear for her, not a tear, because they're still are traumatized by what she did to them. So that's the reason why I say that if you coming in your zen moment and you're realizing that because she said it out her own mouth, people, that she has used her platform for not for good in a lot of cases. All I'm saying is, if you really turned over a leaf and you realize that, don't just apologize to the celebrity that you owe this money to. Start listing some of the names of those people that you have truly hurt and traumatized, and their pockets were hit. The way her pockets is being hit right now, their pockets was hit the same way that her pockets are hit, but the difference is she put in her own roadblock. So, and although I don't agree, I didn't agree with the guy. His name is slipping my mind right now, but he's just one of them. The guy who was trying to tell the females how to live their life, and meantime he was cheating on his wife. And but he wrote a lot of books, and he was selling books. He was at the top of his game. When those two got into it, when he got into it with Tasha K, she didn't stop until that brother wasn't making a dime, darn near. I mean, he was on Facebook, he was on YouTube.
You talking about Derek
Jackson?
Derek Jackson.
Jackson.
She came after him, the wife. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I will never go back and say that because like I said, yeah, she built her platform. There's a lot I personally learned from Tasha K. But I'm just saying that if we're doing atonement can't just come to the person that has a celebrity name that you owe $4 million to. If it's genuine atonement, then I got to start listing all my fellow brothers and sisters, and the ones that maybe nobody don't know their name. So Julius, Larry Reed, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. And a lot of these people, like I said, they won't shed a tear for her. And some people are saying, well, Derek Jackson need to be outed and so forth and so on. The thing is, right, with me, the Lord said, let vengeance be mine. And one thing I learned about being on this earth for 53 years is, but I learned it. No, Southern Belle, I'm not blaming. You can't blame that on Tasha K. Derek and his wife, a toxic relationship. No, you misheard what I said. What I said was, whatever was going to happen between Derek Jackson and his wife was going to happen, whether somebody intervened or not. Maybe that's the way I need to say it, right? So, and I'm not blaming it on Tasha K. So y'all need to hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if she's doing atonement and apologies, there's a whole lot of other people that are on the list, whether you like those people or not. Just because I think somebody that she came after might have deserved it or not, that's not the point. The point is, those people should get their atonement too. She had a whole apprentice that has a YouTube channel now. Those two went through it. And like I said, I don't want to really sit here and start listing names, right? If you follow her, then you know what you know.
But we know that Derek Jackson is a part of the 13.2 million. Diva knows that. She got it, y'all.
Yeah, I do know that, right? That part. And so, but my thing is, though, what I find, what I wanted to end before I go to Julius and say that when people are wrong, their time is going to come. I ain't got to interfere. They just do it. When you decide, like, if you want to do a YouTube channel and you do a YouTube channel, yeah, give equal atonement. Come on, thank you, Ursa, for helping me out, giving me the words. Give equal atonement. That's all I'm saying. So when you do, if you decide like to be in these YouTube streets and be a content creator, you'll find out that for whatever reason, the daggers will be coming at you. And you can throw daggers back, or you could decide to sit back and say, you know what, that's on them. They throwing the daggers. When their time will come, I don't even got to intervene and do that, right? Diva, she apologized. She might get sued. They may use her apology against her. You can't get sued over no apology. And the apology can be very generic. And if you could be like, you know what, if I ever wronged you, if you felt I wronged you, you felt like this, you felt like that, I apologize. You can keep it generic. Julius, your thoughts?
I'm over the whole tiff.
Now, the recording that we heard earlier, was that Tasha K speaking, or was that Cardi?
That was Cardi B.
Okay. I will say this. It's good that she's showing some growth
Mhm.
and doesn't want to see folks hurting and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I just feel she needs to consult with her attorneys. Even though she says she'll only listen to what her mother and lawyers will say,
Uh-huh.
I just want to strictly caution her, just as a caution, when it comes to the legal purposes, only listen to what your lawyers have to say.
Because they studied that thing.
Right. And they know a sidestep like 10,000 miles. Okay, now look, y'all, that was just a number. I'm just saying that as a metaphor.
Uh-huh.
But in reality, they know a sidestep when it's coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And from what I heard about Miss Tasha K, she's like the queen of sidesteps. And I think just keep it private.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I am tired of hearing about it's. I swear, between this year and last year, it's like the year of YouTube beefs.
Mm-hmm.
The year of YouTube beefs, and it needs to be done with. Settle it in private.
Mm-hmm.
Carly, or even Cardi herself, can put out a statement after it's done and settled, and after she talks to her lawyers. And then Tasha can put out her own statement, and then be done.
Mm-hmm.
Be
Yeah.
done.
Thank you, Julius. Denzel, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm over this. It, it's too much. I get what Cardi B is saying, and I saw a little bit of that video of Tasha K's. She's
Mm-hmm.
not fooling me.
Mm-hmm.
She's not fooling me. I believe that she is gaslighting Cardi B. And
Mm-hmm.
I think she's manipulating Cardi B too. Those tears that she was crying, it was fake. It was not real. It was fake. So I don't believe Tasha K. I don't trust her. Now I will say this: if Tasha K, not Tasha K, if Cardi B, if she does forgive Cardi B, if Cardi B does forgive Tasha K,
Mm-hmm.
that's her business,
Right.
and that's on her. That's on her, And so, I think, my opinion, you know, I think Tasha K still needs to pay Cardi B, but but that's, that's like I said, that's a Cardi B's decision. If she doesn't want Tasha K to pay her money, that's on her too. And Tasha K, she has brought this on herself because Cardi B has asked her time and time again to stop, take those videos down. And
Mm-hmm.
what did Tasha K do? She didn't do it. She didn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
Her ego, her ego got in the way, and she thought she was big and bad. She thinks she's all that, but she didn't listen to Tasha K. She didn't listen to Cardi B. So I don't feel sorry for I don't feel sorry for Tasha K. I think this is her karma. But if I will say this, what is it, $4 million, Diva?
About.
Yeah, yeah, that is a lot of money. But do Tasha K have that type of money? That I don't know. But if she does, she needs to pay her, or she can order, or she can order her to pay her lawyer fees. If not, like they need to have a contract because if she breaks that contract, she needs to pay Cardi B in full if she breaks that contract. Now I do believe that it needs to be worked out. It needs to be done because this is too much, and I think Cardi B needs to listen to her mother and her lawyers, and they need to work something out. And Tasha K needs to leave Cardi B alone. She needs to stop talking about her, and that's all. Do it, but life is too short. They need to do something because life is too short for this foolishness.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. And I think I want to say this too. I think Cardi B needs to seek some type of help. Cause I'm resonating what Felicia said. She just be online too much doing the most to be, anybody shouldn't be doing all of that, like, fighting back and forth with the people and all of that. And it's just she just does too much. She does too much. And I think it was very heavy for her to get online talking about she wants to unalive herself. Very heavy. She should be in deep therapy, but we'll move on. So listen, I wish them the best. And I will say this. If Cardi B does forgive her of this debt, all of it, I hope Tasha K really learns a lesson. I really, really do. I hope she learns a lesson. Because I think to the bitter end, when she ran out of ways to try to avoid the bill, it was like, all right, I guess I gotta apologize. But that's just my opinion. We're gonna move forward because let's get to Russell Simmons. I'm saying Russell Simmons. Where I got Russell Simmons from? Russell Wilson. Listen, Russell Wilson out here doing the most for his wife, Sierra, and I'm here for it. I love it. Shout out to Russell. Okay. Here you go. Look at Russell Wilson. Went out an entire Waffle House restaurant for pregnant wife Sierra 38th birthday. She's so young. I didn't know. Okay. Complete with a red carpet entrance, balloons, and roses. So Russell Wilson surprised his wife Sierra with an incredible birthday gift, renting out an entire Waffle House restaurant for her. Sierra, who is pregnant with their third child, turned 38 years old on Wednesday, October 25th. The singer shared a reel of the epic birthday gift and birthday party to her Instagram page on Thursday, capturing it, waffle, and a date. You know my heart, baby. I love you so much. Okay. And she tagged him, the Waffle House, and said #birthday. Sierra Russell and their friends and family enjoyed the all-American cuisine at the fast food restaurant, dining on classic grilled cheese and egg sandwiches, and enjoying donuts for dessert. Oh my gosh, babe, this is next level. This is like top. My honey knows how much I love Waffle House. He went out the whole Waffle House, and I am the happiest girl in the world. Sierra excitedly said to kick off the reel about her birthday surprise. Honey, come on, Russell. Look at Russell. Come on, okay? Happy birthday, Sierra. All right, come on now. Said this is crazy. Sierra claims as she gets out of the car and films Russell 34 beaming ear to ear at his birthday surprise for her. The Waffle House had two gentlemen at the door to greet the birthday girl. She walked into her surprise birthday party, which had red carpet laid out on the floor for her arrival. Sierra looked gorgeous in her casual wear, opting for a Gucci hoodie and sweats with boots. The Goody singer couldn't stop smiling as she walked the red carpet, grinning at her friends and family, waiting for her inside. There were gold and black balloons all around for the star, with each booth covered in white tablecloth and set for their guests. There were roses and carnations placed throughout the restaurant in glass vases. The star shared the menu before showing what she decided to eat: grilled cheese and egg sandwiches with a side of hash browns and sliced pickles. You better come on, Sierra. All right? That's not the video. I'll go back to the video later. Russell, come on, getting the Husband of the Year award. Look at her. Happy. Her red carpet and everything. Got the tablecloths. That's her food. I'm not big on that Waffle House like that, but you know what? They had them a ball. I love those two. I'm gonna stop right there. Come on, E. What you think about Russell?
Oh, please. I welcome this. Choo choo. Because this is my thing. Um, Waffle House is a pregnant girl's dream. And you talk about the sliced pickles. Are you kidding me? I could go for 2 cheese melts right now with some cheese grits. Okay? I love the Waffle House. And I really feel like let this be a lesson. You don't got to take me out for lobster and caviar and all of that good stuff because, listen, a Southern girl loves the Waffle House. And if you're going to rent it out, you're going to have the rose petals. Don't let King I should not have called him King. Don't let T.I. and Tiny Son convince y'all that the Waffle House employees don't got nothing good for you. Those are some of the best people you ever want to meet. Shout out to Russell. Okay. Sierra's popping out these babies left and right because Sierra said she didn't want no more kids after that last one. She's doing this for him. So he should be treating her like the queen she is. And I love every single minute of it.
I love it. Thank you, E. Hold on one second, guys. We got to see this video. I mean, they're the cutest couple. Okay. Let me see Sierra here. Hold on one second. Come on. Shout out to Sierra.
Oh my gosh. Babe, this is like next level. This is like top. My honey knows how much I love Waffle House. He rented out the whole Waffle House, and I am the happiest girl in the world. This is crazy.
Well, it's the M.I. Brooklyn coming around the South Brooklyn. Having loads in that old Southern South, please. Ain't nothing but incense in my atmosphere. I'm bending corners in my lag bar, cause that's how we been rolling.
I think I gotta turn off the music.
This is like, for sure, one of the most epic things that you've ever done.
Waffle House.
I love you.
Well, I know that pregnant belly wants some waffles and some eggs.
Yeah, I need all of that.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh. Oh my.
There it is, honey. There it is. Give it up for Russell Wilson.
Can I get me a Russell Wilson?
Felicia, you're up.
Hey, happy birthday,
look in the comments.
Sarah. And may God
look in the
continue to
comments.
bless and prosper your family with good health, love, and commitment that endures.
Mm-hmm.
I just love watching the video, and I think that's how everyone should be treated. That is easily attainable by so many. Maybe he has put something out there to give folks an idea.
And listen, I'm here for it. In my opinion, your thoughts? Come on, Keisha. Simply at his best. Simplicity at his best. That's right. Come on now. In my opinion,
That man loves his woman. And I need every man to take this in advisement. It don't always have to be some fancy dinner. Find out what your woman really like and shower her with it. Don't be the 13.4 men that you talk about all the time, okay? Be the exception to the rule.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
I can out with you too. Chanel, Nikki, what's up?
Listen, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to disagree with y'all. Now, I think I love sentiment. You know, like I'm the person that if it's my birthday or whatever, I want you to know my favorite color is red. My favorite restaurant is Ruth's Chris. Like, you know, I want you to know those details. That's very important to me because my love language is gift, or what is it? Receiving gifts and giving gifts. But after my husband did all of that, because I do think that's very sweet. I'm gonna just need to ask him, where are my real gifts, sir? We going to the Bahamas? What are we doing? Because no, Diva, I'm not satisfied with the Waffle House. And neither is my husband. One year I hid his gift and told him, yeah, I only bought you sweaters for Christmas. He was like, girl, where's my iPhone? I can't take it. So I'm saying I love all of that, but I know who I am and I would still be disappointed. It's kind of like, you know how when someone gives you a gift and it's something you either don't like, wouldn't want, you do that fake, oh, thank you so much. I try it. It doesn't work for me. But I love their love. Just from a distance, it seems like it's genuine. You know what I mean? And I think that is very scarce, especially when both people are wealthy, both people have really big lives and all that. I think the little stuff matters the most because at the end of the day, you're not gonna take all this other stuff with you. So at the end of the day, I'm like, let's go on a vacation and we can eat at the Waffle House. But no, I think it's cute. I love it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Wayne, your thoughts?
I thought that was great too. And sometimes things like this can tell you a lot about a person.
Mm-hmm.
She know they got money, and they gonna always be the Waffle House. I mean, that was a nice gesture. Like sometimes when people get big, and get famous, and have you ever seen them? Sometimes I just want to go back to my old hometown where they grew up and see some of the people, who knew them as Boo Boo. As niece and stuff like you know what I mean?
Not as Boo Boo.
Boo boo.
Because all Black families have that nickname. I cannot.
Go ahead.
Niecy, all that. Sometimes they want to go back like that, And when you got money, you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. So to do, and obviously that meant more to her probably than taking her out to a more expensive restaurant. Sure, she would have been fine because they can do it. Okay, but who's gonna think back and says, "Hey, let's do something different," And I know you like the Waffle House. I think he did it very appropriately. I'm sure he rented the whole place out. The red carpet, the road, all of that. It was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not like that? And Nikki, this is not to you. I'm not saying it, but this is why I don't celebrate Christmas or birthdays. Because you can never do enough.
Oh my.
You can never do enough. Enough is never enough. And Nikki, I'm not talking about you. I just said that. You said
you listen. You're absolutely right. And my husband, I promise you, understands the assignment because I know he be in fear, like, oh my God, did I get the right whatever? Listen, this is what I do to my husband, like around Christmas and stuff. I'll be like, go to Saks or somewhere and take pictures of all the stuff that I want and then give it to him so he can pretend surprise me. And I'm not gonna be disappointed because I picked it out. You know what I mean? I'm very strategic, just saying.
Okay.
And very spoiled. So I'm sorry.
Aces, your thoughts?
And that's okay. And Nikki, that's okay to be that way. That's okay.
Oh, but somebody mentioned the Cheesecake Factory. Now you talking my language.
No, they were talking
Not
about
the
the Cheesecake
Cheesecake
Factory
Factory.
girl that wasn't satisfied with the Cheesecake Factory.
Y'all don't got no. Hold on, I'm getting ready to go to Aces, but you know what? Y'all got Wayne talking about he ain't gonna celebrate no birthday, no Christmas, because y'all ungrateful. Aces, your thoughts?
Wayne, let's go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Aces, your thoughts?
Yeah, the Cheesecake Factory discussion was funny online, but I think that this is so sweet, and I think that it speaks to his love for her and the fact that he listens to her, right? Because they have millions and millions of dollars. Russell Wilson is one of the most, highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL, so he could buy her the world, and Sierra has her own money. But when she said, he knows the fact that I love Waffle House, and he rented it out and then included her friends and family. Sentimental value like that, you can't put a price tag on it.
Woo, I'm gonna talk, Aces.
You know what I mean? Like when someone listens to you and they know your taste, they know, your pregnancy cravings, they know to include your loved ones in your birthday celebration. That's priceless.
Priceless. You better talk, girlfriend.
And then drag the place on up. He put tablecloths and red carpets.
Right. Exactly. I thought that was so sweet. And she'll remember the memories are what make a relationship.
Oh, look at you tonight.
You better tell
him. Come on now. You talking tonight. You better talk to the people. Go ahead. The memories, honey.
Yep.
When they listen to you.
Yes. And take your taste into consideration.
Yes. Woo, honey. honey, you don't talk to the people. I hope they caught it, because I caught it. All right. Trying to tell them what's really good. What matters, the memories. The fact that they live
Gratefulness.
with you. Come on now.
Yes.
Savannah, your thoughts?
Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos are 2-4, and they got the Kansas City this weekend. So I need Russell to really focus on the real game. So,
Oh my God! Now we ain't coming at the man career now. He just did a nice gesture. Oh my God!
Dave.
Sierra gonna help him out with that. She gonna help him out.
No, I love these two. I love their love. Here's the issue that I have with Sierra. I need Sierra to uphold her man like Russell upholds his queen. When Sierra goes out in these dresses that are see-through and revealing, I don't see that as a gesture of respecting Russell. And when she goes out in these videos and twerks and dances, I don't see that as a gesture of respecting Russell. And so I have an issue, and I love Sierra. I think she's an amazing dancer. I don't think she's a great singer. She's an amazing mother. Beautiful skin, beautiful. She should be modeling and doing something in the beauty industry. I don't know why she doesn't go in that space, but she's not, to me, in my opinion. I don't think, as a singer, that's not where she should be. But I just don't see her in that. To me, and every woman should wear whatever they want to wear, but I just don't see her in my generation and what I do. When she does wear these revealing see-through outfits, and I just don't see that as a gesture of respect for Russell in the position that he holds and how he's regarded as being a true gentleman, and how women aspire to have a man such as Russell by their side. And there's just this thing with Sierra. I wish she would uphold Russell as he upholds her. And that's what bothers me about their relationship when it comes to Sierra and Russell. But I do love their relationship. And this is just the cutest thing that he did for her. But I need him to focus on the game, because it's coming to crunch time. It's coming to have mid-season here, and we need him to start focusing on offensive line.
Woo. Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo. Ooh.
Felicia said there's a little turbulence. There is, but I'm buckled up, so I'm gonna act like the train ain't shaking. But I'll just say woo, woo, woo. But I hear you, Savannah. But woo. Julius, your thoughts?
Can I get me a Russell, please? Like, listen. I say this all the time. Communication. Like, being vulnerable. Like, that was him doing something for his wife to celebrate her birthday. That was also him being vulnerable at the same time. Most men, they don't do that.
Right.
So there's that one. Shoot. I would be fine with McDonald's.
Oh.
I said it.
McDonald's, really?
Here's why.
Okay.
My man is taking the time to spend time with me to make me feel special on my day.
Okay. With a Big Mac and large fries?
Listen, I'm fine with my double cheeseburgers, extra onions, no pickles with my
Your
large
stomach
Coke.
gonna be
Yes,
so
ma'am.
up.
Okay.
And here's the thing. Because maybe throughout the year, I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that he is mentally, spiritually, and physically inclined to be that man that he needs to be out in the field and here at home. And I said, baby, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
and he takes the cue.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, that puts what Tyler Perry said, but maybe someone, just no. That puts what he said to shame.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, the 5 cues of a long-lasting, healthy, authentic relationship: being vulnerable with your partner, respecting your partner,
Mm-hmm.
having time for being intimate with your partner, communicating with your partner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I see that in that video. And okay, case in point, we all grown. Intimacy takes on different forms.
Mm-hmm.
I seen that in that video. And I'm not saying, like, listen. And who knows how he gonna play in the next coming game? That's not for me to judge. But Russell, get it, Zaddy.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Raheem. I'm not playing with you tonight. He said, find you a woman who value chain restaurants.
Sorry, brother. I play for the other team.
Okay, McDonald's is not made for adults. Yes, the Don said a confident man doesn't mind seeing a little thigh. The Don, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Denzel, you're up.
Well, that was very sweet for what he did for Sierra. That's true love right there. And you don't excuse me. I'm trying to what I'm trying to say. Um, it's no price for love. What I'm trying to say. It if you want to take if he want to take his woman if he want to take his woman to a Waffle House, that's fine. He ain't had no problem with it. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So money can't buy love. So he surprised her. He made it. He put a red carpet, make it look nice in there. He did good. He needs to write a book about people treating their they need to treat people who they love right. So he needs to make a book how to treat people that they love right.
Come on now. You said right.
I will buy that book in a heartbeat.
There you go. Boom.
So,
Boom.
right, and so she looked happy,
Mhm.
and they look like a great American couple, and she looked like she had a great time, and I'm happy for them both. God bless them.
God bless them. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
he probably spent more money renting out the Waffle House than he would have had he took her to an upscale restaurant. So it ain't about the money.
Right. Right.
Yep.
I think you know what, overall is just a nice gesture. And I think Ace has said it best, right? It's about listening to your partner. Why take your partner to the steakhouse for their birthday if you know they love the Cheesecake Factory and will be happy going there and in their loungewear or whatever and having a good time versus having to dress up and maybe go to the steakhouse. So I think that know who your partner is, know what they love, and if you're treating them for their special day, treat them with the things that they would love and be happy with. Oh, don't buy your loved one a shoe and they rather have a sneaker. Buy them the sneaker, right? No matter what the price is, if they love it and you love them and you've been listening, it's about the memories, people.
Buy
Amen.
me a Hyundai Genesis. Choo choo.
Listen, E, come on now.
The
Come
Hyundai
on
Genesis.
now. Don't get me started. You know that's my little dream right there, okay? My Genesis SUV.
You better claim it. You better claim it,
Come
Diva.
on now. Claim it, right? Put in the atmosphere. Manifest this thing. Yes.
Hyundai Genesis.
That part. But in the meantime, I do love my Hyundai. I ain't got no problem with her. All right, listen, people, we're going to go into this last story because Tyler Perry, first of all, Tyler Perry said, he's not even playing with BET no more. That's just a side note because he said that whole bidding process was disrespectful. And the next time it's even up for sale, don't call his name because he ain't even going to be bothered with the process. And Tyler Perry was also the one that told us ladies out there, take what we can get. No, I'll wait for my Russell Simmons to come along. Sorry, Tyler Perry, not sorry. But anyway, this is a random acts of kindness trending topic. And I think this is very nice. So Tyler Perry is building a new home for 93-year-old woman as developers try to push her out. When Tyler sees an injustice, he always tries not to just correct it, but also to show there can be kindness behind every corner. Except when it comes to the Black females. He told us to take the trash out and bring it into our house, but whatever. Tyler Perry is following through on his offer to support 93-year-old South Carolina woman who has been at risk of losing her historic home amid an ongoing legal battle. A source tells people that the billionaire filmmaker and actor is building Josephine Wright a new house on the same land where she currently lives, and that they expect to break ground in the coming weeks. Tyler wanted to be able to provide a house for her that was large enough for her entire family to be together, including her grandkids, the source tells people. It's a significant update for Wright, who has been in a locked battle with developers trying to force her out of her Hilton Head property that has been with her family since the Civil War. Yeah, they was being messy with her. This house means it's a home, a place where I want to be at this age, right? The grandmother to 40, great grandmother to 50, and great grandmother to 16 children, she previously told the news outlet. So listen, I connected this story to the description on this video here. I think it's a great story. Shout out to Tyler Perry, because sometimes he come out the side of his mouth, out of pocket, out of line. But I do feel that this is a good story. E, what are your thoughts?
What's this lady's name again?
Josephine Wright, I want to say.
Okay, ladies, listen up. When you are like Josephine and you take Tyler Perry's initial advice and you get with the man who can only pay the light bill, then you end up without a deed, and you end up being a great grandmother to 16 kids with still no place to stay. So Tyler Perry, yes, you're building this lady a house. However, you need to go around to all the Black women's houses like Josephine. Excuse me, not houses. Let me back up. Tyler Perry needs to go to all the apartment complexes around the South, because it's full of Josephines around with a whole bunch of kids and no man, or a man who can only pay the light bill, or better yet, can only buy a pack of Newports or roll of wrapping paper. I guess that's what y'all call it for your weed. So listen to me. That's nice. You build in one house, but you need to build about 100,000 more and start in the city of Atlanta, please, since you built your studio here and hiked up all our property taxes, and it's potholes everywhere. These older women need a place to stay. Come on, Tyler. Choo choo.
I'm gonna beat you. Hold on, y'all. I'll cover to you, Felicia. Give me a minute. Let me just play this for y'all. Hold on 1 second.
The Civil War generation says developers are trying to force her to sell her land, starting with what she calls a frivolous lawsuit. As WSAV's Andrew Davis tells us, now the community is backing her fight.
This porch has been part of Josephine Wright's family and her home for more than 30 years. But developers now say it's part of their property, even though it's 22 feet from the road that they're building on. And they filed a lawsuit to try to take it from her.
I've been pretty much of a fighter all my life.
And even at 93, this grandmother to 40, great-grandmother to 50, and great-great-grandmother to 16 more says she's ready to fight for her family's past and future.
It puzzled me at first, but then it got me angry.
Angry at the lawsuit filed against her by Bailey Point Investment. They're the group who are developing the land right behind her home on Jonesville Road, property that has belonged to her family since the Civil War. The 147-unit plan has been approved and is well on its way. But Bailey Point says Wright is blocking their progress. They filed a lawsuit saying parts of her home are on their property, and they have the paperwork to prove it. In fact, they're asking for damages. Wright already paid to move a shed and a satellite dish, but the developers say her porch is still on land they own.
See, I'm at least, 12 feet away from the borderline, which is right there.
Actually, neighbors helping her say it's 22 feet away from the road that Bailey Point built. Josephine says this isn't about a porch. The developers made offers to buy her land, and she claims when she turned them down, they started harassing her.
And I don't want to say anything that can be used against me, but I think they're unscrupulous and greedy. And they want nothing but all the property they can get their hands on.
Kelly LeBlanc is part of the newly formed Jonesville Preservation Society. She and her fellow neighbors, many of whom are related and original islanders, have garnered support from Hilton Head residents and town leaders, all to make sure the island's past here and everywhere will be protected in the future.
We can't change the zoning. The town is looking very carefully at all of the approvals that they're going through. So the town is really working with us in terms of like, it's got to be to the letter of the law.
In the meantime, Wright has a lawyer of her own now and is ready to fight for her property and her history.
And what do you want?
I want to just keep my property and let them leave me alone.
Andrew Davis, WSCV News 3, on your side.
Here you got this woman at 93 knowing she shouldn't say too much on the TV, and then you got these young fools that get up on the TV and be running their mouths. Shout out to Josephine. But Felicia, your thoughts?
God bless Mother Wright. Yep. She's probably one of our elders who has fought the good fight. And it comes across to me that she is a righteous believer and she's going to win. Now with Tyler, I don't know about, I got to agree with E. I mean, I'm a little concerned. Maybe he offered to pay the light bill, the utility bills when it's all over with. But I would hold on very tightly to my deed, and I would make sure that my lawyer is not a lawyer he's paying for.
Yeah,
I need to protect the legacy. She's got a beautiful family. She's going in 4 generations.
Yes.
And she is a model for them. She is a pillar of strength. And I'm not talking about being strong. I'm talking about being righteous. And because of that, she's going to win this piece, and she's going to win it for all of them. So I wish her well.
Yeah, I feel the same way. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna need Miss Josephine to have her lawyers on deck ready to look at these contracts, this deed, everything. Okay, I need her to not play no games with Tyler Perry, because we all know he want us black women to be out here struggling. And then I'm gonna need Tyler Perry to go and find all these black men that need a job, okay, and give them a job with a nice salary, so we don't have to worry about the 13.2 million men out there that can't do nothing but pay a light bill. Choo choo.
Chanel.
Choo choo.
I came out with y'all today. Nikki.
So I don't know if you recall a few months ago, I was telling you about how in Houston they have these people where I used to go to church it's a ghetto area, but these senior citizens own their land. And that's what I mean. This is the prime example of what I meant by they're pushing these people out. They own their land. They have the right to be there, but because they want to put the Whole Foods and all the stuff, they just buying everything. And I believe wholeheartedly what she's saying about being harassed. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just think it's unfair, and it feels very there's a word for it that I can't think of right now, but it feels like I guess the best word would be like you're bullying this person because you have a whole lot of money. So I agree. I think she should keep her lawyer. And I honestly, I'm like, I won't move on principle because you trying me. So I probably wouldn't move. But so did Tyler? Were you saying Tyler Perry?
He's building her house because actually a tree had fell on. Well, you could see the house wasn't in the best condition to begin with, right? And then on top of that, I think somewhere in the midst of this story going on, like a tree fell on her house that made things even worse. I mean, I'm glad he's stepping in. I'm glad he's building his house. And I'm hoping that everything goes in her name when it's all said and done, if I'm making sense. You know what I mean? I'm hoping all goes in her name. But Wayne, your thoughts?
Well, I'd hate to think that Tyler Perry was that shrewd to pull something underhanded, but at the same time, he has the money to pay for the best of the best lawyers for this lady.
Mhm.
And I mean, if he's building a house now and they already have some kind of litigation about the property, why is he building the house already?
Boom, there it is.
Well, no, he's building a house because, to be honest with you, I think that he's probably involved with the lawyers at this point. They was trying to snatch her land from her. They definitely was trying to snatch her historic land from her. Lex, thank you so much for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. They definitely trying to snatch her land from her illegally. And they didn't expect this 93-year-old to be so swift and so smart. She listen, she with it. She's with it 100%. Because even when she said, I ain't going to sit here and incriminate myself and say nothing, that because she knows she in a legal battle. But she said they greedy. Okay, they try to take her land. You asked me to do this. She done paid the guys get stuff moved that they claim was on the property that they own. She did the most already. And even her neighbors trying to help her said, no, you actually 22 feet away. What do they want? They want her land. So, but I do think he is fighting to help her keep her land, and so is others.
I hope so. I hope he's getting the best of the best lawyers.
Yeah, and he's building a new house because her house is in definite needs of repairs.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's great. He's building a house. That's wonderful. I'm just thinking with this land and litigation, but I'm sure, like you said, I'm sure they even worked all that out and know what's going on. But I'm sure she, it's probably more important for the land than the house. That's just a caveat, on it. But that land belongs to the whole family. That's going to be passed down.
Right.
And I'm sure the land is worth way more than what they was offering her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They was probably, because she's 93 years old, they throwing peanuts at her and think she's gonna pick them up, and she didn't.
Yep. And they got mad. And so once she didn't take it, that's when they started harassing her, because she's not stupid too. She knows she's on historic land. Not only that, it's been in her family for decades.
And I think the mere fact that she's working with Tyler Perry and that company, whoever they are, know she got some power behind her. They may just like, hey, no, we ain't gonna make this. Is not a pushover. I think they thought this was gonna be an easy pushover, and it wasn't. Right. And when they see that, when she got, representing her, they may like, okay, let's forget this.
So I agree with you. Aces, your thoughts?
I agree with Wayne. I hope so. Like, I'm glad that Tyler Perry stepped in to help protect her. I feel like this is, history repeating itself, because if you remember during the Reconstruction era, we had an unprecedented number of Black senators elected, and then right after ushered in the Jim Crow era. And one of my favorite authors, Ta-Nehisi Coates, he wrote that we were 8 years in power when Obama was in office. And I feel like that was our Reconstruction 2.0. And so when you look at the swift, backlash or white lash that people have said, whether it's, Trump, January 6th, the GOP right now, it's just like, and them trying to steal her land. That's exactly what happened, back in the Jim Crow days. They would try to steal, Black farmers, their farmland, their houses, their businesses.
Yeah.
It's like history's repeating itself. So I'm really glad that Tyler Perry is in her corner, and I'm glad that her neighbors are helping her too, because Wayne's absolutely right. Land is so important, even more important than that house, but there's equity in that land. There's generational wealth in that land, that needs to stay in her family. So I'm glad she's fighting back.
Yeah, so am I. And I hope whatever family member actually takes over, once she's no longer here, I hope they do the right thing. Yes. I hope this fight is not in vain.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really do. Savannah, you're up.
So this story is from my hometown area, and it actually started with Snoop Dogg. He was the first celebrity to step in and assist Miss Josephine. He
Nice.
put it on his social media and gave 10,000, I believe it was around 10,000 to because this land development company was pushing her out of her land and out of her property, and they were cutting off her water and power
Ooh.
so that they can build a road and so that they can build the road and mow down the trees. And
Mm.
Miss Josephine, because they were bullying her and trying to get her to sell the property, and it was for pennies to the dollar.
Mm.
And then other celebrities started taking notice, such as like uh, Fantasia, Will Packard. And once Will Packard became involved, then it became Tyler Perry came in. And then Tyler came into, Tyler went down there personally and brought a camera crew to find out what was going on. And yep, that is correct. A GoFundMe was started on this story. So then Tyler Perry came down there to find out what was going on, and once he became involved, then the development company backed off because they've seen that she had a
Oh.
heavy hitter, such as
Mm.
Tyler Perry, in her corner. So because they were bullying her very, very badly, because they figured he was a 90-year-old
Mhm.
woman with a home that was deteriorating,
Yep.
and they were just pushing her off of her land. They knew that that was her land, and they were trying to get it to build. Um, I believe it was apartment homes and just develop a shopping center and all this stuff. But they wanted her off the property. But once the social media got onto it, but it all started with Snoop Dogg. He's the one who brought it onto social media, and then Tyler got it.
Well, amen. Amen. Look at that. I didn't know the history of this story. Well, you know what? I'm joking around a little bit with Tyler Perry, but this is a good thing. And yes, she does have a GoFundMe, and it already hit the $350,000 goal. She got 365K there. I'm happy for her because once he rebuilds this house, the taxes are going to be different and all of that. Yeah. Wow and wow and wow is all I can say. I guess that. Oh, yeah. Dear community, we like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Tyler Perry for his generous contribution towards helping Grandma Josephine build her new home. Nice. Okay. Julius, your thoughts?
She was probably a blessing throughout her life. Like my great aunt always used to say, when
Mhm.
you are a blessing, you will receive blessings in return. And that's how I'm going to leave this.
I like that. I like that thought. Denzel, your thoughts?
Well, that's good that Snoop Dogg and other celebrities is helping her, and and that's good that Tyler Perry is helping her too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a blessing that he's building her a house. And for those people that was bullying her, shame on them. And you know what? They're gonna get their karma. God don't like ugly. Like you don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially you don't do that to people, period. But when you do that to an elderly person, that's a whole thing you don't do, and that was just messed up. And they thought that she was a fool, and they thought that she was easy to get over, but
Mm-hmm.
uh the devil is a lie. She showed them, and they look like a fool. So it's a blessing,
Mm-hmm.
that they helping her, and it's a blessing that Tyler Perry is helping her with her house, and God bless her, and I'm praying for her, and she's a smart lady. God bless her.
She is a smart lady. Dan Pam, I'm not sure the answer to your question there. But you know what? We're going to see. I hope we get to see this house when it's finished being built. Blessings to her. And I wonder where she's staying as they are building it. But I'm sure, you know, now that she's covered by so many people invested in this story, I'm going to stay in tune to it because I want to see how this pans out. You know, I just need 2 minutes and 50 seconds here so we can do our final little story here. So hold on 1 second, guys. Everybody just mute and we'll do our final. All right. Isn't that sweet? 60 seconds. We're closing out only on this story. E, your final thoughts?
Just beautiful. And I just, it warms my heart that children are able to come together and that despite what people deem or the stigmatism attached to autism, or that people understand that this is a human being and humanity will prevail in the end, and that kids are inherently good unless something taints them otherwise. But so beautiful to see.
Beautiful to see. And I really felt for the mother too, because I felt like in my heart, like she's alone and she wanted her baby boy to have the best birthday, and it ended up turning out to be a whole blessing. Felicia, your final thoughts?
Yes, thank you, Diva. Thank you for sharing. Tonight was love across the board, and I have a great appreciation for that. It's a good thing when you can see what kindness looks like, what it sounds like, and you gave us 4 different kind of scenarios of the power of love. And for those of us who believe in God, we know God is love, and He is still on the throne, folks. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Felicia. In my opinion,
Diva, this story was so amazing because I have twins that have autism. And so I know firsthand how hard it is for them to relate to regular kids. My kids usually don't go out and play with nobody because they have social anxiety. Can't be around them too long. So it touched my heart to see that these kids, like the humility that they had for this kid to show him some love, and they're older than him. You know, just amazing. I give kudos to their parents for raising some kids that cares about other kids.
Yeah, I say that too. And like I said, I really, you know, I'm happy for the kid, and I was even happy for the mom. Happy for the mom. I really feel like the mom, it was just her and her boy against the world. Nikki, your thoughts?
I was just gonna say, I think, you know, a lot of times we live in a world that could be so savage and tough and ruthless and not really care about the feelings, or, you know, it's like if it's not your problem, people, you know, put their earbuds in and keep walking, you know. So that can leave you with like scorn and like, I don't know if, because I know I was like, I don't know if I want to have kids, you know, with that type of thing where it's like this world is so savage. But these types of stories remind you, it brings you back, because I think sometimes we're like, we question humanity. We're like, oh my God, this is so treacherous what this person did to this person. So it just, I feel like, makes you say, okay, we are not all lost. You know what I mean? So I love it.
Yeah. Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, autism is very, very close to my heart, you know, and so I know what this mother, you know, was going through. And just, you know, to see that her son had some true friends, you know, nobody's judging him, and to see the, you know, the shine in your child's eyes, it has that, you know, because my grandson has autism, and when I got him at 4 years old, and he couldn't even talk, all he could do was babble. I had him 3 months before, within 4 months, he was speaking the King's language. Okay. So, you know, so that's very close to my heart. So it was glad to see a good story like that on autism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Wayne. Ace, is your thoughts?
I agree. I think it was a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing it. You
Mhm.
know, not only will what was the young boy's name?
I want to say Gavin, the little boy.
Yeah, Gavin. Not only was he touched, but all of the teenagers were touched, and they'll all be better, you know, for being in each other's lives. And
Mm-hmm.
then the moms have, you know, found a support system in each other. So it was beautiful. Thank you for sharing it.
Beautiful, right? Yep,
Hmm.
you're welcome. And like I said, I'm so happy for the mom. So happy for
Yeah.
them. Savannah, your thoughts?
So, Diva, this is always my favorite segment of
Oh.
your show ever since you've introduced it. So,
Mhm.
thank you. But um, my grandbaby, second grade, goes to a school where the high schoolers, which is up the street, are their big brothers, big sisters,
Mhm.
and I've seen where when they have activities, outdoor activities, the high schoolers come down and they interact with the younger, with the elementary school students, and I see how they genuinely want to be there and how they want to play and they have a great time with the young kids and how they connect to and some children have autism or on the spectrum and how they can reach these children. And so I just how this young man was able to find something that Gavin, they both had a love for skateboarding, and
Mhm.
they were able to communicate with that. I seen the same thing with the high schoolers in connecting with some of the young people at my baby's elementary school, and I'm seeing more and more of that. So it gives me hope that this up and coming generation that we are doing something right. And I
Mhm.
when I talk to my grandbaby and she tells me that that there's a she's had a new student enter her classroom, and I said, well, did you make a new friend? And she's like, no, they don't speak English. And then I was like, well, okay, so how did you make how are you going to be friends? And she says, well, a smile is universal. And I
Mm.
always take that with me. A smile is universal.
Mm.
So, it just goes to show that just be kind and always be kind. So that I would continue to enjoy your feel good stories.
I'm glad y'all enjoying them. What I also like though is she said she was going to get him out of there because he don't like crowds. And look what happened. And look what happened. Julius, your thoughts?
This is the second story that I heard of with a positive outcome for autistic children. The first story was a couple of years ago. But I just like how folks are starting to see them as people. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
the autism spectrum, it varies.
Mm-hmm.
I know that from experience. It's not easy being autistic.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could say it is. It's not. But for all the ones just like the young people in the video, thank you.
Mm.
Because we already feel so alone being so different.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Julius. Denzel?
Yeah, thank you for doing these heartfelt stories, Diva. This is it's very, very great. Um, God bless, the mother and her son. And and I'm glad those other children treated him treated, the little boy with autism with with respect. So
Mm-hmm.
that was good to see. And God bless their parents for raising them um right, because that was great to really see that. That was a blessing to see. We need It's a lot of evilness going on in this world. We need more good in this world. And Yeah, that was great, Diva. Love you, Diva. Love y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. Thank you, Diva.
Thank you. Listen, everybody, thank you. Listen, Tasha K, we wish you well. Cardi B, shout out to showing the people how to do forgiveness, okay? We ain't mad at you. Russell Wilson, holla, okay? You got an uncle out there that's single, grandpa, somebody, send them our way, okay? I'm just trying to tell you, okay?
Focus.
Send me my very own
Listen,
Russell Wilson.
and
Okay.
Tyler Perry, we see you, and we gonna forgive you on this one because you helping Josephine right out, and we ain't mad at you. Listen,
Exactly.
guys, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. If you didn't hit the like button coming
Good
in, hit
night,
it on the way out,
everybody.
and we'll see you next time Friday night for trending topics. Bye, everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Diva,
Good
can you put the
night.
link?
Everybody.